Hi, today we discuss about the income from house property. Income from house property is the second amongst the five heads of income. Section 22 to 27 of the Income Tax Act 1961 relate to this head of income. According to section 22, the annual value of property consisting of any building or lands or thereto of which the assessee is the owner shall be chargeable to income tax under the head income from house property. But if any portion of such property is income occupied by the owner for the purpose of any business or profession carried on by him, the profits of which are chargeable to income tax, the annual value of such portions is not chargeable of income tax under the head. An income tax to be chargeable under the head income from house property must satisfy the following conditions. Condition number 1. Income from buildings or lands appertaining thereto. Income tax is payable by an assessee on the income of any building or land apartment thereto. Income from an open land not attached any building is not chargeable to income tax under this head. Income from open land will be taxed under this head only when it is attached to a building. Open land attached to a building may be a shape of courtyard or compound or playground or a lawn or parking place, etc. The word building has not been defined in Income Tax Act 1961. Building as defined in different leading cases by court means a place surrounded by walls, even if they may be mud walls or extensions of roof is not necessary for a structure to be recorded as building. But a residential house without a roof or without doors cannot be called a building. Land attached to building means in case of residential building, the way to the house, gallery or kitchen garden, playground, garbage and place of keeping animals, etc. Income from a building, whether situated in India or outside India, is taxable under the head of income from house property. Second conditions, assessee should be the owner of the property. An assessee is chargeable to income tax and income from building or lands attached thereto if he is a owner such building, lands attached to. Third, deemed ownership. Deemed according to section 27 of the Act, the following persons are treated as deemed owner of the house property. Transfer without adequate consideration. An individual who transfer without adequate consideration any house property to his or her spouse, not being a transfer in connection with an agreement to live part, or to a minor child not being a married daughter, shall be deemed to be the owner of the house property so transferred. Holder of an impossible estate. The holder of an impossible estate shall be deemed to be the individual owner of all the properties comprised in the estate. House allotted or leased under any house building schemes. A member of cooperative society, company or any other association to persons to whom a building part of allotted to leased under a house building scheme of a society, company or association, any other cases deemed to owner of the building or part. Person in possession of any building. A person who is allowed to take or to retain possession of any building or part thereof in part performance of contract shall be deemed to be the owner of that building or part. Therefore, acquiring rights in a building. A person who acquires any rights in or with respect to building or part, therefore shall be deemed to be the owner of that building or part. Therefore, acquiring property under a power of attorney transaction. If a person has acquired a property, power of attorney transaction, there shall be deemed owner of the property, although they may not be registered owner. For example, XYZ, an individual, owns house property. On April 1, 2020, he transferred the property without any consideration to his wife. Rental income is received by Mrs. XYZ after April 2020. However, for the purpose of charging tax on rental income, XYZ will be deemed as owner of the property. Consequently, income would be taxable in the hands of XYZ. Annual value. It is not an rented received which is chargeable of tax under head income from house property, but it is annual value of the house property which is subject to tax under this head. Annual value is that notional rent with the property can reasonably be let out from year to year. Property in occupation of owner's business or profession. If any assessee uses his house property or any proportion of it is a purposes of any business or profession carried on by him, the profits of which are chargeable to income tax. The income from house property or from any portion of such house property will not be chargeable to income tax. Thank you.